Hey folks, well, like a moron, I just thought I just recorded this video and realized I never hit the record button. I just turned the damn thing on, the camera on, and never hit record. So anyway, let me go through this again. I think it's been about 7 or 8 days since I last recorded my last video, and done quite a bit in that time. Basically, I've been focusing on getting the front driveway in and getting the rest of these stumps out of this side so that I can grade this side and bring in iron ore where it needs to go and finish off the front driveway, as well as build like a kind of a temporary pad for where my travel trailer is going to go. I'm also in the process of moving the burn pile from there to over there, because this is, the area where we're focused on. And like I said in the last video, this front driveway, which I think in the last video stopped about right here, I've been working on to get it back there. And it's only got a couple inches of iron ore on it right now, but it gives me like a path to go by because of the different colored soil. So at least I want to get some on it, and I had some dug out, so it's going to go here and circle around. Probably the travel trailer at first is going to go somewhere over in here. It's a lot of work, a lot of hours on the backhoe. And I don't have a dump trailer, so when I bring dirt up from the back to fill in these holes like I have been, it's like about it's about 1.3 yards at a time. And for instance, this hole here I think took 6 or 7 scoops, so it's about 8 yards, 8 or 9 yards. So what I've been doing is I'll just cart away the dirt I take out because it's got all these roots and shit in it. And I bring over clean dirt to fill that in, because some of this may end up having cement pad poured over it, and you don't want vegetation in there mixed in, because when it degrades and goes away, now you got a void below your slab. So anyway, got the burn pile pretty much broken down. There's still some burnable stuff in there I gotta toss on the new burn pile. Most of the new burn pile is this is mostly new stuff. All the old stuff is pretty much burned up. I'm actually to the point where I'm running around filling up buckets full of backhoe buckets full of limbs and roots and stuff. So I had said we're gonna work on the driveway and where the shop is going to be and so on. Well, I also have adjusted where the shop's going to be based on the fact of once you see this when it's clear and you're standing here, the logical place for the shop is all the way on the end there, with probably about 20 feet away from the trees, maybe 30 feet away from the trees. And then the driveway can wrap around behind it. And the reason for moving it there is that if I do so, I don't have to build up the height of the ground for the pad of about half the shop, instead of over here where I was going to do it, I would have to raise the whole thing. So that's one reason, but also then I've got this whole area to do with whatever I want. And so I'm killing time because I've got to, I don't want to leave this burning like that, because I don't want it to get out of control, because it's a little closer to like tree line than the old one. But you get a good idea. I've done quite a bit of work over the last several days getting this cleared out. And then if you really want a view, we're going to walk over by the sawmill here and look back. Right here, you'll notice that row of mound in the middle there. I started scraping this off to like get any topsoil or roots. I have to keep going and, you know, keep digging down a little bit, but get that stuff all out of there to get it prepped for building the pad for the shop. So we're over by the sawmill now, and if you look back, no stumps, no vegetation, no remaining nonsense that I know of. There may be a stump or two here and there that I'll come across as I'm scraping, but for the most part, I think I've got everything. Now I know there's a couple right along the tree line. I don't care, they're out of the way. I can get to those anytime. But in terms of like anything that's going to be where I start grading it and building pads and stuff like that, that's all been cleared out. I have to knock down the rest of this dirt from the old burn pile, obviously, and then I'll toss any remaining burnable material up on top of the other burn pile. Big stack of logs waiting to go on the sawmill, which reminds me I need to order some saw blades. So we'll walk down to the other entrance here, and I've at the end of the day today, I cleared out the spot where the water meter is going to go. There was some small stumps there and some 2 trees I had to take out. I've got one more stump to take out from one of those trees, but I'll get that tomorrow. I got to clean up a bunch of vegetation to, you know, and roots and shit to get it kind of manicured and that, and then I can go up, turn my paperwork in, and start the process of getting my water, because I want to be out here shortly in terms of having the travel trailer out here and getting myself out here where I can live here all the time, and my sister can come back from my mother's and move into her house where I've been staying. So yeah, doesn't look like much, but I'm gonna manicure it up a little bit, and then that's where the water's gonna come through from across the way there. Just get down off this backhoe. So we're what I'm working on right now, and it's boring as shit, so I do an area, and then I move on to something else for a couple of days, and then I come back. Now, ran into a problem with this driveway back here, which is that, I don't know if you can see it because I've been digging, but there's like about 3 to 4 feet deep of gray clay. Now I'd already put probably a good foot of iron ore gravel mixed with red clay on top of this, and what was happening was that the red clay compacts really good, especially when it's mixed with the iron ore gravel. Now, if you just do red clay by itself, it gets wet, it's slick, but when you have the iron ore gravel with it, it gets nice and hard if you compact it. So But the gray clay acts like Play-Doh. So you drive on it, and like if I drive on it with the backhoe, for instance, it'll leave ruts where the backhoe was, and it's not compacting the soil, it's basically squishing the soil over to the sides, both sides of the thing, and you end up with a bloody mess. Well, this is a driveway, I can't have that. So I've already done back here. I've done over here too, it's just got some gray clay on top of it from when I dug out another area, but this isn't compacted yet, and I've got some more gray clay to dig out at this end, but basically I'm filling it in with iron ore gravel after I dig out about, well, depends on where I am, but I think right here where I'm standing was about 4 feet deep, and that's deeper than I already had done. And over here, well, I don't know if you can see how deep the hole is, but that's probably, on the high side is probably 5 feet, maybe 4.5, 5 feet, and on the low side over here is probably 3 feet, and I'm not sure if I'm deep enough on this side yet, but that I have to dig this out, cart away all the crap, and stock it up for, that'll end up being basically the lining of the pond, so the sides of the pond, so it doesn't leak. And so it's going to be useful, but talk about boring. It's like the old-fashioned prison movies. Dig the hole over there and move the dirt over there. That's basically what I'm doing twice, just to fill. Now, in order to fill this, I got to mine a bunch of iron ore, bring it over here, dump it in here, compact it, and I've got to do this all the way back out to here, where I think somewhere around in here where I had basically stopped digging as deep when I came in. So essentially from here to there, all the way across, I've got to do this, and that's a lot of dirt. It's a lot of dirt both ways. So now what I'll do is I'll cart away enough of the dirt so that I got a clear shot at continuing to dig back. So this mound's got to move, and then I'll dig back, say to about here, and then I'll start mining iron ore and fill it in. And I do it in about 20-foot sections or so, 25-foot sections. So that's the exciting thing we're doing today, as long as I can stand doing it. Afternoon, folks. Knocking off a little early. It's July 3rd. Developing another hose that's about to go, so I don't want to ruin the hydraulic pump. So I shut it down a little early today. I probably could go for another hour and a half if that wasn't the case, but oh well. I'm going to walk back here to look at what's going on with this back driveway. I call it a driveway. It's actually almost a road, really. By the time I get done with this, you'll be able to drive 2 cars on this going either way. But like I showed you the other day, I'm digging this out and filling and replacing the shitty dirt with the iron ore gravel mixed with red clay, and then I'll put a grate on it. For right now, I just want it so it doesn't fill up with water. So pretty much. I mean, I got to dig out some of the gray clay over here. You can see, I think, a big streak there. You can probably see. Right, so I'm going to have to dig out on this side. This side's already been dug out. Should be pretty good. It's not packed, but I'll do that when I decide whether I'm going to put a culvert in over here or whether I'm just going to fill it in. So, I mean, it's not a creek, okay? It's just a little runoff that's been eaten away over the years, like hundreds and thousands of years. And I see no reason why I should have to lose land just because water decided to run down this one track. So I'm thinking about just filling the fucking thing in and let the water start over, and I'll try to direct it somewhere else. So that would get me all the way down to the creek here, fill this all in, and as far back in as my property covers that. And I got plenty of dirt to fill it in with. So the beauty of filling in that kind of thing is it doesn't take a lot of time. You're just pushing. So we'll see. But unfortunately, even if I get across over there, I'm going to have to stop because I've only got 2 months, actually less than 2 months, to get all my stuff out of my shop down in Fort Worth. So my focus is going to be on that until I get that all done. And I've got 2 storage units. One's got mostly a car and some small stuff. That'll be a one-trip deal just for that one. And then I got another storage unit that's got some of my dad's stuff in it. And that one might take more than one trip. So I got 7 cars to bring up. I've got multiple loads of tools to bring up. We stuck some house stuff in, random stuff like TVs and stuff in the shop because we ran out of space for those. So those are going to have to be brought up delicately. And so yeah, probably most of the next 2 months is going to be moving stuff. It's about, I forget, it's over 200 miles each way. Figure about 450 miles a round trip for each trip. And I got to make 7 for cars. Now I can stick stuff in the pickup that'll bite down, you know. I'll have a car on a trailer, and then I'll have stuff in the back of the pickup. So that'll, like car parts, things like that. I got cars that are half disassembled. I got fenders. I got trunk lids. I've got hoods. That kind of thing can go in the back of the pickup on the way back. I've also got, you know, like presses and things like that. So various tools and heavy duty tools. Engine hoist. I got 3 engines I got to bring up. So quite a bit of stuff. Anyway, let's walk up to the top half and we can take a look at what we got going there. I'm almost to where I've got this part of the driveway roughed in. It's not final graded or anything, but it's got iron ore gravel all the way out until the color change over here. And I started on the front half as well to turn around and come and meet in a circle over here. And then the shop will go right here inside of the loop. So temporarily I'm gonna, not every one of the cars I'm bringing up has to be stored indoors. 2 of them are not classic cars. 1 has already been painted and everything and could sit outside. So I've got 4 that need to go inside, and then I need someplace to put tools and stuff so they don't get rained on. So as you can see, I've started getting this to where I can join these two, and filled in all but one of the holes, so where the stumps were. So, and this is all real rough. It's not graded except for out by the road. And I just remembered, because I saw it leaning, I backed into with the backhoe, backed into my mailbox today, so I need to go push that back up. So, as you can see, it's starting to look like something. And then spontaneously, because yesterday this fire wasn't going, and I didn't start it today, and a couple hours ago I started smelling like campfire smoke type of thing, but it was close. Looked over and the thing had spontaneously like fired up again. It's just smoldering, but we're getting to that time of year where burning is not a good idea, so I'm going to let it go today, and then I may just have to bury it tomorrow. And this thing doesn't look like it's going to be in good shape here. I actually broke the bolt on this thing, so that's going to have to get, I'm probably just going to get a different mailbox, because I was going to move it down there anyway. So anyway, you'll come in here, and because I want to make it so you can come in on an angle where it's like even a semi could get in here, this gate is going to be on an angle as well. So rather than be parallel to the road, it's going to be perpendicular. I mean, parallel to the road. It'll be perpendicular to the driveway, so it'll cut across on an angle, so that basically it'll just open up and you could come in here and just drive straight through. And then you'd be able to loop around, and once the shop is laid out, I'll know where I can loop the driveway back over here, and you can loop back out and get back out the same way. So, hey folks, well, at the property I've got the temporary travel trailer home set up, got a temporary garage set up, got this whole area cleared off to the point where I can start working on a pad for the shop. Got a lot of debris, you know, like root pieces and branches and stuff to pick up, but anyway, hot as fuck. We're into the 100-degree days, pretty much from July through August. We hit 100 every day, so gets a little bit warm out here working. Right now I think it's what, about 3:30, something like that, and it's definitely about 100 right now. So gonna head down and show you another area where I've been working today. So before we go down there, got the temporary homestead set up. Alright. Oh, finally, we're in some shade. Not sure if I filmed this yet, but I've got the area cleared out for where the water meter is going to go, and where I'm going to run the water lines across to go up alongside the driveway to get up where the trailer is. That's one thing when you got a place like this that you're doing all this shit to, is there's always something to do. So if you come across something that you either don't want to bother with or haven't figured out yet how you're going to do, just go on to the next thing, because there's always something else. So I've been digging out this side, which I think I've shown some footage of, and filling it back in with iron ore gravel. And today I started filling in this ravine that's basically just a stormwater drain runoff that's dug out this eroded trench here over the hundreds of years. So I'm filling that. I've decided I'm going to fill that all back in. Anyway, so I'm almost to where I can, not quite to where I can drive across here, but I'm getting there. I just walked across it, so, but I've got a ways to go to dig out to where I can get across here. But I'm almost done basically with the roughing in of the driveway. I've got more gray clay to dig out down there, about maybe 40 more feet, the whole entire width of the driveway, to get the rest of the soft part out. But like I said, some stuff is just boring as shit. Digging out dirt, carrying it away, bringing other dirt over to fill in is not exciting work. So I take that in chunks. And then at the end, I'll do a final grade on the entire driveway over here, all the way out to the road. And I've got some more work to do on the driveway on the front half, but we'll worry about that later. My main priority between now and September is I've got to get the shop moved up here, because my lease is up at the end of August. So, evening, folks. Well, had a little bit of a milestone hit today. I'll get to that in a bit, but started to bring dirt over to build the pad for the shop, at least the first portion of the shop. And for those who like the dog, got her on a leash, but she's well, of course we got it caught up. Hold on. Go on. Yeah, she has not earned back the trust yet for just letting her go. Nighttime I can do it, because for some reason at nighttime she stays by me, but during the day, not so much. I just don't. She'll stay by me unless there's some distraction that comes up, like a person across the street, or dog down the road, or cows down the road, or whatever. So we're not going there right now. It's late. I'm tired. It's hot. Another 100-degree day today. Yesterday was somewhat cooler. We got some rain the day before, and yesterday was cloudy still, and it only got up in the 80s, so it was a much nicer day to work. But you do what you do. I just drink a lot of fluids and take a few breaks, and since I got the travel trailer here now, I can crank up the air conditioning and cool off every few hours. I don't know if you can see right here. Probably if I get this angle you can. Okay, that's as far out with the iron ore as I'm going to go. There's still iron ore under this driveway, but I'm not digging that out. So that's about the line I'm going to take up the side of the driveway, and then I'll fill it back in with gray clay similar to what we got here, and get a bank going about 10 feet in, and then that will become part of what's going to lead to down to where the pond's going to be. And the pond will be dug down from where I'm at now about 11-12 feet. I got to bring out my laser level and figure out what the creek level is compared to where I'm at. I think at some points here I'm basically about the same level as the creek, so I just got to find a starting point. Quite obviously I've got a lot of branches that I've got to come and do a little pickup on. But what happens is, I found when you spread this dirt and there's some roots and stuff in it, if you go ahead and compress it out with the backhoe and drag it out, the roots end up coming up to the front and they catch on stuff, and then you end up with them on the surface anyway. I can just go back afterwards and pick them up. Okay, so basically where I had it, where I had it was about right here, right on this line, and then this is where that ravine was. That still is, but, and so like with sand, I've been filling that in with sand, and I don't worry about whether there's roots in there because I don't care. I'm not going to build on it. It's just fill dirt basically. So I filled in over here. I'm going to keep building up until I can basically make a nice transition between the two sides. And the goal is to basically make this piece over here join up, except for where the driveway is, join up with the level of the of this side. Now you may be able to see some tracks here, which may give you a clue. But just before I went to get the camera and hook the dog up for a walk, I broke the cherry of this back half here and drove the backhoe up. Now I've got a lot of work to do on that driveway. It's too steep an incline. I'm going to fill in a lot of dirt, and we'll cover that later. But I brought the backhoe over in here, and number one, it's a good place to park it because nobody can see it. But number two, come here. Number two, oh Jesus, dog. Now I lost my train of thought. Thank you. I'll probably do some more work on the driveway tomorrow. And then starting next week, I got to start making trips down to Fort Worth and start bringing up the shop. Even though I got no shop to move it into. So, going to have to buy some tarps. And we'll just cover them up that way until I get some shelter built. But the main thing is right now just get them up here. So anyway, it's still pretty steep over here, and this is going to be made much more gradual. And then I'll do a final grade on the driveway. So I've got quite a ways to go. And that's already a lot of dirt. Between filling in the ravine, which was about 10 feet deep, and the ravine went right through here as well. So underneath there is where the ravine used to be. So there's 10 feet down where the ravine is, and then more feet on top of it all the way across. So, but I'm excited because I'm actually where I can at least drive the backhoe back over there. I can't drive a truck back there yet, but I don't know. If I make enough progress, you never know. I may decide to relocate the trailer over to the back half. We'll see. We'll have to make that call at the time. But it'd be kind of nice to have it over there where the house is going to be. Number one, it's more secluded. And there's more shade, but then it's also in the way, so there's a lot of things to consider, because I got a lot of clearing to do over there. So at least for the short term, the trailer is going to stay where the trailer is. But the beauty of the trailer is I can always move it. Evening, folks, or afternoon, whatever it is. So as you can see, been digging a shitload of iron ore out, and currently it's hot as fuck. Taking a little break and taking the dog out for a little run. She's on double secret probation as far as like not being on a leash. So we're trying it out to like here and there to see if I can get it to where she's trustable again. So for those who like the dog, she of course is going to get completely filthy, as she does every day when I do this. So we're going to head over to the back half where the house is going to be, where I've been doing quite a bit of work. And we're coming up on part of it, which is the driveway. I've got it to where it's kind of like, it's getting close to what it's going to be. Got to widen it a little bit and put the finishing touches on it. But I only went up to like so far, you know, until I get the upper part cleared off here. But starting to look like something. And not the best time of year to be doing this shit. It's funny because like before you get the stuff cleared off, this part of the land was all shaded. And as I'm taking the trees out, now it's not shaded and it gets hot as fuck. So, and the top layer here is all sand. And the sand just emanates the heat. So, but as you can see, made quite a bit of progress. Taking out a bunch of brush and foliage and many trees so far. I had to take out a big old dead widowmaker that was sitting right there. Fortunately, I was just able to like reach over with the backhoe and just basically push it over without doing anything else. But so that saved me from getting up underneath it, which I didn't want to do with a chainsaw. So there's that thing. Stupid thing laying there on the ground. So the house is going to go right in here, and so basically from here all the way around here, all these trees are going to go on this upper side. There's several pines. Those will be used for lumber for the house. There's other ones that are these sugar gum trees that are basically just weeds, glorified weeds. So those are all going to go anyway. And I got like a smaller pine here, for instance, that'll go for like fence posts, so I can create a fenced yard so the dog can just be let out where I don't have to worry about her getting herself in trouble. So so yeah, this top part here, this will be across from like this view, and this top piece has plenty of space to where if I wanted to put like over here, I want to put like the garage area or the parking area, then basically I can come from the driveway down there up here, park, and then right here will be the house area. So, and it's already relatively flat. Still needs some work, but to get it you know, right, but it's not bad actually. And then down there will be where I could put like my leach field for my septic system. So that's where we're at. I haven't filmed a lot of it because it's not overly exciting stuff, But probably the most exciting one about this portion of the video is the fact that I've got the dog off the leash. So anyway, that's where we're at. It's too fucking hot. I'm going to take her and put her back in and go cool off for a little bit.